Banky special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts. Shout out to everybody out there on Team Banky Pound, man. I appreciate the love, appreciate the support. Boom, boom, boom. Everybody out there who've been liking my videos, everybody out there who've been subscribing, leaving comments, especially the comments, I appreciate that. I read the comments, I try to hit y'all back and let you know, that I've read it. So I appreciate the love, I appreciate that, I appreciate the support. We rolling 33 years of prison stories, man. We on the road to 100K. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell somebody about it. Boom. And I told y'all on the last video, I see that people is watching the video, man. It's like 30% is watching videos who do not subscribe. If you are not subscribing and you still in this good positive energy, man, I'm trying to go one round. I'm trying to go one round with you. Just let me know who you are. Let me know who you are that you won't hit that button. If you ain't gonna hit that button, come and hit me. I'm gonna slip it, so subscribe if you rocking with this channel, if you rocking with this positive energy. I definitely appreciate your salute. Today is a crazy video. It's not gonna be that long, but it's gonna be really enlightening to let y'all know what goes on in there when you dealing with, like the title say, like a tree jumper. If y'all don't know what a tree jumper is someone who is accused of or has been convicted of, rape. So, I guess it's known already that, they gonna catch it hard in there because, that's frowned upon by everybody, and especially the administration, especially the female administration. They kind of leery of those type of people. They kind of nervous of those type of people. They got it on record or whatnot. But every now and then, some of them, they slip through the crack. So, with that being said, like I say, you could be locked up. You could be somebody that everybody rocking with, everybody think cool. You could have a decent personality, be engaging, everybody, mess with you or whatever. Then that may come out and everybody's whole perception about you would change. Cause like I told y'all before, dudes don't be sitting up in prison talking about their crime. So no one really knows what you locked up for unless it was super public knowledge or unless you have shared that information with somebody else. And just like in prison and everywhere else, especially in prison, loose lips sink ships. You tell one person, you done told 1,000. So whatever the situation is, you tell one person about anything about your business in prison, you have told 1,000 people, because it's just gonna, because he gonna tell the next dude that he think cool and ain't gonna say nothing, and he got one that he think ain't, and it's so on and so forth, and there you got the prison pipeline, But anyway, I can remember being on River North. Definitely on River North, and this dude, shout out to him, he get ready to come home. He just made parole. I definitely want to try to bring this dude to y'all. This dude is must-see TV. He's just funny, not trying to be funny. He black and ugly as ever. And he just got one of these type of personalities, man, where the type of dude that just laugh all the time. He laugh at himself. He can't say nothing without laughing. He's like a hyena, man, and he got this old raspy voice, and he just can't say nothing without even just laughing at himself. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell you, man. He's just hilarious. And I used to play him in chess all the time, and I used to just love to beat him because he just be so heartbroken and so, miserable. And I know that sounds crazy, but I used to love to put him in that state, because if he get lucky and win, a broken clock right twice a day. So if he get lucky and win, man, he just gets so loud and so boisterous and laughing like old hyena and telling everybody. And then, it's just crazy. We just used to have mad chess games, and I used to just beat him. And Man, it used to go so crazy. You know, dudes get so petty when it comes to them chess games, man. It really hits them in the heart, in the soul, and you beating them, and you know, you done just beat them 5 games straight, and you say, yeah, you know, I'm saying, man, I just beat you 5 games straight. No, I want no 5 game, man. They want number 2 game. You ain't played but 2 games. Man, how do you confuse 2 from 5? No, man, I'm telling you, you adding on, man. He adding on, man. We ain't played number 2 game. You know, name when you check, maybe name 5 times, and then you sit right there and name them. No, that's the same game. That's the same game, man. That type of, you know, this is every day in prison. I'm telling you, it's just like a madhouse. You know, how I kept my sanity is beyond me. Looking back in retrospect, I have no idea, but that's the type of things me and him used to go through. And then, you know, you beat them, man. Then you get to doing little kid stuff. You had to tear up a piece of paper. Look, we're going to put a piece of paper right here every time somebody win. Then we count the piece of paper, you know, and then we know how many games somebody won. We're in all of that. Man, dudes be blowing the paper off the table. I mean, it's insane. But anyway, they call him Itchy Black. You know what I'm saying? Don't ask me why, but just on the strength that I guess he's super black, dark skinned is I don't know what, and he looked like he itches. So I'm assuming that's why they call him Itchy Black. I never really asked him, but that's what they call him. But he also was, you know, fighting his case, trying to get back on the street, trying to get his liberation. Just like I tell y'all all the time, everybody in prison wants to get out. Everybody wants to get out. So if you out here, try not to be doing things to get in, because everybody in there want to get out. So that should tell you that's not a place that you want to be. I don't know nobody in there who don't want to get out. So, you know, you should not be out here trying to get in, you know, because I guarantee you, you're not going to like it. Not one single bit. But he also used to go to the law library and work on his case a lot. You know, he had a little sense, even though he was a fool. He had some sense. He go to the law library and he working on his case. Something that all of us should have been doing from the time that we got locked up. You know, that is what I call using your time wisely. You know, trying to regain your freedom and your liberation. And sometimes so many of us get caught up in trying to survive in prison and trying to adapt in prison that we don't take the focus we need to take on trying to get our liberation. No matter if you was guilty or innocent, is a good chance you was over sentenced and it was something done wrong in your case. So you should at least fight for your liberation instead of sitting there praying, hoping, and begging, you know, that the day will come that you get out, that you can make it to that day. You should be trying to do everything you can to try to make that happen, to be proactive in making that happen. From the day that you are locked up, you should be active in trying to get out of there, man. Most definitely to try to get out of there. But with that being said, like I say, he always went to the law library. He studied cases. He studied case law. He was trying to find a loophole in his case, you know, whatever the situation may be. So with that being said, when them dudes go over there, they got access to the law library. They got access to cases. They got access to landmark cases. They got access to, you know, people's actual charges and stuff, because they can pull it up from the law library. So we had this dude that was over there, and a lot of dudes knew him, you know. I think he called himself a 5%er, you know, and he worked in the gym. And when you work in the gym, they also hire the gym worker to be the visiting room photographer. When people get visits, you have an inmate in there. He'll take the pictures that you have to pay for, but he'll be the one to take the pictures. So he's in the visiting room every weekend. Both times they got visits with all your visitors. He's in there. If you got to go take a picture, you got to go up to him, give him the ticket. He'll take the picture, get the ticket to the police, so on and so forth. So it's always going to be somebody that had that job, but that person who has that job 9 times out of 10 or 10 times out of 10, they're also a gym worker. This is a part of their job duties. So he had the job, you know. Now, granted, we in Wallace Ridge, there ain't no whole lot of people coming up there, number one, because they River North, Wallace Ridge, Red Onion, King Mountain, they all ultra racist. So ain't too many people driving up there because they also are far, far away. So, you know, ain't too many people driving up there. But when they do come, you know, this is what they're going to be dealing with in the visit room. These racist officers up there. And, you know, he going to be the one who taking the pictures or whatnot. So Somehow Itchy Black get over there one day, and he going through the law library, and he run across old boy's case. Right? I spoke about this in another video briefly. It wasn't the focus of the video, but it came up, and I spoke on it as it came up in my mind. But I'm telling this story because this is the focus of this story, So Itchy Black found the dude case, and he read the case. And when he read the case, he came back to the block, and you can actually bring cases back if you got it. You can sign out for it and hold it for a day or whatever. You have to bring it back to the law library. He brought the case back and was reading it and started telling people and showing people. And the case was crazy, man. It was crazy, because like I say, this dude was looked at and perceived in a certain way, but Itchy Black was presenting him in another way and really trying to expose him. And the case was that he was not only a rapist, but a serial rapist, And it was crazy because, like I say, when you don't know, you don't know. So you never know who you're talking to in prison. You never know what's going on. You never know who's guilty, who's innocent. You only know what they're charged with, and whatever facts or evidence that the court presented. But what was in paperwork, is what they go by in prison, is they go by the paperwork. And Itchy Black just so happened to come up on the paperwork, and man, this stuff was just it was just wild. It was saying that he was from another state. I believe it was somewhere like New York, and he had committed some sexual assaults on younger girls, like 16, 15 years old. He at the time I think was like 19, 20 or something like that. And what he did was, according to the paperwork, he first started, or they first got knowledge of it when he did something within his neighborhood. He knew like a little young girl in the neighborhood. He seen her. He spoke to her. She was familiar with him. He asked her, was her parents home? She said no. He asked, could he get a cup of water? She was like, okay. She goes to the house. He walks in. When she goes to get the water, they said this was his MO, because they repeated this in the paperwork, that this happened multiple times on all of his alleged victims. That whenever the female went to get the water, by the time they get the cup and get the water and turn around, he would have took a knife out of their drawer or whatever, grabbed the knife off of the counter, and when he turned around, he would have the knife, and he would tell her, take your clothes off, you know what I'm saying, and then proceed to do what he did. And this was all in the paperwork, and Itchy Black was reading it out, man, and he was making light of it, and he was just like, man, this dude a pervert, man. This dude a real life pervert. He coming about that visiting room. He can't work in that visiting room. My people ain't coming up here and going over there with that pervert. Yeah. And he up in the visiting room. He all up in the gym. And man, that man a pervert. So this was his take on it. And I'm not trying to laugh at it, but Itchy Black was funny as he was describing it to everybody. This is how he was describing it, and it was hilarious because he hilarious. But the whole situation is nothing to laugh at. But Itchy Black, man, he a pervert, man. He tell him go get some water, and they tell him, he said, take your clothes off, and take your clothes. Yeah, that man a pervert, man. He ain't going up in that visiting room. He coming up out there, So everybody's like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? So he going around, he showing the people, So now it's getting around. So eventually it's going to get back to him. So then dudes start questioning him about it, and he started making up excuses, saying this, that, and the third, no. And man, I'm talking about the paperwork got even more horrific than that, man. It's like he was doing it, but he was also staying with his mom and his grandmom, and they said his mom was on drugs, and he had dibbled and dabbled with drugs and abuse of some, and they said, man, he had came home one night and his mom was high, and he tried to sexually assault his own mother, man. This is what was in the paperwork. Itchy Black showing, and he like, man, this dude is sick, man. He's sick, man. I'm telling you. So he had ended up getting some indictments or warrants out on him. They was looking for him, so he started jumping from state to state to state and was doing the same thing in each state. And then he got to Virginia, and he ended up trying a young lady in Virginia, and she bucked on him so hard that, he ended up stabbing her and stuff, and she ended up losing her life. And that's how he ended up getting caught. And then they linked him with all of the other cases. So, and Itchy Black is just explaining this and then letting everybody read it and then saying, this the dude that y'all be going down here in the gym with. Hey, this the dude gonna be in the visiting room when y'all people come up here. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? So he started saying, nah, he got to get up out there. He got to get up out. So dude started, you know, more or less feeding on his side. You know, like, oh yeah, he can't. Nah, he can't. I ain't know he was like that. He can't be working them. My people will be coming up here next month too. Oh, no. You know, and my daughter, no. So, you know, they start saying things. They start getting around. Like I say, he started trying to explain it off. Didn't sound right. You know, dude started saying stuff. It got back to the administration. And the administration, you know, I guess they felt comfortable with him. They had to know what his charges was. But he ended up getting removed from the visiting room. He got removed. Not only did he get removed, though, he's exposed now. Now dudes is looking at him like, you know, he's a pervert. He's a tree jumper. So the little respect that he had garnered just from being himself, you know what I'm saying, or what we perceive to be him was now gone. That's how it works in the penitentiary. You know, yeah, that's how it works. You know, once you are exposed for whatever reason is, if you acting like a tough guy, you acting like you a bad dude, you a touch off or whatever, and then somebody boom, knock you out, you don't straighten it, you don't do nothing, you don't send them to the hospital, you don't draw no blood, it's over. You know, this is your new title. You know, so he couldn't, you know, verbally or any type of proof or paperwork, solid, anything to dispute what Itchy Black had uncovered. You know what I'm saying? And he had a problem with Itchy Black. You know, he wanted to get at Itchy Black because he felt like Itchy Black done brought all of this, you know what I'm saying, type of shame and stuff on him, you know, about his business, personal business or whatever. But Itchy was like, he shouldn't have did it. You did it. You know, so, you know, and dudes was like in between it. But, you know, it kind of like made him look, you know, more guilty or whatever because the way he was going to Itchy Black, he was trying to put all the focus point on Itchy Black instead of trying to explain what really happened, which I don't think he could have explained because of, you know, what was read. And it was just, it wasn't one thing where you could say, oh, well, they might have got him wrong. It was just so many things. And then you had one or two people that actually, like I say, knew him, them young girls, they knew him and said it was him. So, you know, at least this is what the paperwork said. I don't want to indict nobody. I don't want to say what somebody did and didn't do. I'm always of the philosophy that only people who know what really happened was the people who was actually there, you know. So yeah, it was just crazy though, man. It just exposed him, man, and it changed his whole, you know, life more or less in prison, you know. And like I say, you know, a lot of times too, I was told that, and I learned that a little bit over the time that I was doing time too, that they say that the kindest people in prison, the most humble people in prison, the most quiet people in prison, they usually are, you know, more or less, they say they the ones who have sex crimes. And this is why they are quiet. This is why they are humble, because they don't want to be exposed. You know, they don't want to make a lot of noise. And then people start saying, woo, oh, you ain't no gangster, you ain't no this. And then somebody find out that, oh, man, you a tree jumper. What? You know? So this is why they usually humble. This is the theory, anyway, inside the walls. That is the theory. So, you know, he was a humble dude. He was a soft-spoken dude, you know, so it fit that theory, you know. But, yeah, it was crazy, man. It just changed his whole life. It didn't nothing happen to him on there physically that I knew about. But I do know that months later, after that did happen, rumors had came out that the woman that he had eventually got locked up for, the one that he had actually or supposedly had took her life, her son was now older and like 19 or 18 or something, and he had just caught a body in the system. I mean, in the city that his mom's life was took in. He had just caught a murder charge, and he was on his way to, you know, the prison, and possibly to that prison, because that was in the mountains. That's where they were sending new people. That's where they were sending intakes. And especially if you had like a murder charge, you was coming up in the mountains, so you only had a limited amount of choices: Red Onion, Wallace Ridge, River North, or King Mountain. So it was a high probability that he would come there. So dudes was going around saying, man, dude gonna kill you, man. Dude's gonna savage you, man. You killed the dude, mama. You know what I'm saying? He just got locked up for a body. He ain't got nothing to lose. You know, he gonna kill you, man. He'll run across you in that system. He gonna kill you, man. You know, if you ain't on this enemy list, man gonna run across you, he gonna kill you. You know what I'm saying? This was what was going around. And you know, like I say, in prison, there's be a lot of gospel, man. once something get out there in the air, once it's airborne, and it's like any type of newsworthy, something that somebody can talk about or something that can kill their boredom and get attention off of them, this is what they're going to do. Why, why? So it just went on for a minute, man. But, I ended up getting up off of there, thank God. But I did run into that exact same dude a couple of years later on another institution, and I don't know, like I say, word travels with you or whatever, but I wasn't around him enough to know if people actually knew that about him. I just ran into him on the compound in passing, but I knew it was him. He spoke, you know what I'm saying? Boom, boom, boom. I said, what's up? Boom. But I knew he was there, but he just wasn't on the side that I was on. But whether or not he had to still deal with that and still was going through those issues, chances is he probably was, because like I say, news is going to travel with you. Your reputation is going to travel with you. Bad, good, bad, or indifferent. And that's a mean joint to have on you in prison. It's a mean joint to have on you. The only thing that I can surmise or think about is worse than that if you were actually, a child molester, because like I say, they gonna catch a lot of flack. And them women that work in prison, it's like they terrified of them type of dudes. You can have the freakiest woman on the compound, and what I mean by that is she just real flirtatious. She let dudes be gunning all day. She flirt with dudes, play with dudes, whatever. When she know that a dude has that type of charge, changes everything. I knew one in particular, she would snap. She would let anybody, do their thing, and, she wouldn't do nothing. This particular dude, and she knew that he had, I'm not talking about this dude, I'm talking about another dude, but with the same type of cases, she would lose her mind. She locked him up like 3 times, just if she thought she seen him exposing himself. She was like, oh, ain't no rapist gonna be doing that on me. You not gonna be fanning. Then you might get up out here, then you be looking for me. No, I'm not going for that. So they was really, really, hard on those type of dudes as well, man. So like I say, they get it from all ends in prison. All ends, And like I say, it's a catch-22, man. Either way you look at it, because like I say, it's a crazy crime. But to me, all crimes are crazy. And I'm not downplaying it, and I'm not upplaying it. I just feel like all crimes are crazy, especially looking at it from the point of view that I look at it from now. You know what I'm saying? To me, now, with the brain that I have now, with the knowledge that I have now, with the maturity that I have now, all crimes are crazy. You know what I'm saying? All of them. Even robbery. What gives you the right to go take something that does not belong to you, that you did not work for? That you know somebody else worked hard for, and then they get this and obtain this, and you have the audacity to just feel like you can go and take it. That is insane when you are thinking clearly. But obviously when people are committing these crimes, just like myself, you're not thinking clearly. But when you see things clearly, you see how asinine these things really are. And then when you turn it around from another perspective, what would you do, or how would you feel if your mom worked all week and all whatever, and she's taking care of you, and she's doing everything she can, and this is your only source of survival, and then somebody just come take what she's worked for all week? How, you know what I'm saying? You have to look at it from another point of view, and I think most people don't. They, like I say, misinformed people. They be misinformed by the streets. They be misinformed by their friends. They be misinformed by misinformation. But once you get the proper information and you start thinking straight, you have to apply that information, and you have to apply it to your everyday life. And I see things a lot different there. So to me, all crimes are crazy. Some may be crazier than others, but all of them are crazy. But I definitely remember this, man. This was real, real wild, man. It changed dude's life, and that can happen on multiple levels. You could be exposed for, being a tough guy when you really not. You could be exposed for being, a liar when you really not. You can be exposed for being a dope fiend when you telling people you don't get high. It's a lot of things you could be exposed for. But once you get exposed in prison, it changes everything, So, I'm sure his bit got a lot harder after that. And I don't know how much time he got or how long he had to do, but I'm sure it got rougher from him from that standpoint, man. So, yeah, I just wanted to share that with y'all to let you know, what happens when you get exposed in prison. Prison is already rough. Prison is already crazy. When you get exposed, it just gets worse. You know, hell becomes double hell. You know, that's the best way that I can put it. And I just wanted to drop that one on y'all because that was something that crossed my mind. And it was crazy. The case was crazy. The situation was crazy. All of it was crazy. But I thought about it because Itchy Black is on his way home. And when I get a chance to bring him to y'all, I would most definitely bring him to y'all because y'all gonna see how crazy this dude is. He gonna be laughing the whole time he talking and shaking and everything. And swear to God, he is coherent and being able to be understood. Man, what are you saying? I can't even understand what you saying. You laugh. You heard me? You heard me? Yeah, he's hilarious, man. But he be serious, and this is just his personality, which is many personalities of different dudes I've met over the years, man. It's just characters within themselves. But if time permit, man, God willing, I'll bring some of them to y'all and let y'all see for yourself. And y'all can do the comparison of how good I imitated them. But yeah, but I appreciate y'all out there, TBB. Be safe, be smart, make good decisions. Don't put yourself in a position to go into this hole, man, that we call jail. It's a lose-lose all the way around the board. Protect your freedom, protect your life, protect your future. Y'all be safe out there, be smart, make good decisions, man, and duck them hooks. Boom, boom, boom. Hooks everywhere. Everywhere in life, duck them. And like, share, comment, and subscribe, man. Show me some love, man. Show the bank some love. Peace and love.
The Banky special. Yeah. Pure deliciousness. Pure deliciousness, man.
My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.